Mr. Madhukar Yakshi of the Congress Party and Mahesh Jetwalani. Now, there are two ways of looking at it, legally and in terms of propriety. Actually, whichever way you look at it, Mr. Yakshi, the government stands exposed. The Congress Party is supporting the government, knowing fully well that the government stands exposed on the Colgate cover-up. Why are you doing it? Why are you allowing all the people across the country to have a perception that irrespective of even what the Supreme Court of the country says, you've become so brazen that you will give the Law Minister of India such a long rope?
Arnav, first of all, I don't agree with your comment of cover-up. There's nothing that government is doing in a cover-up here. Mr. Honorable Ashwini Kumar ji, a distinguished lawyer, you know what he is doing. He knows Constitution better than me. He is a very senior lawyer. And whatever he has done within the purview of the Constitution, it is up to the court to decide.
Then is the Supreme Court wrong? In that case, is the Supreme Court wrong? Are you questioning the observations of the Supreme Court?
Neither I'm commenting on the comments of the Honorable Judge. There was not a judgment yet. The Honorable Supreme Court asked for an affidavit or a comment at what circumstances the Law Minister or made or recommended certain changes, or those officials at PMO or Coal Ministry. So it is still a sub judice, I know very well. We have not seen the order yet. So let's hold on to that. And secondly, here let me make it very clear. There's nothing that government stands cover up. No, I don't disagree. Let me quickly give 1 minute. If CBI completely working under government, how the same CBI investigating another cabinet minister? How the CBI arrested those other cabinet ministers' nephew? If it is so completely under control of the government,
okay. Now, one second. Now, let me ask you. That is a hypocritical argument. 1 second, Mr. Madhukar Yakshi. What kind of argument?
You have a right to say that. That's a fact.
And say 1 minute, Mr. Madhukar Yakshi. 1 minute. Madhukar, watch it. On the one hand, I'll now turn the argument around. On the one side, the CBI is such a pliable CBI, such a compromised CBI, such a Congress-leaning CBI, that the CBI is even changing the status report at the behest of your ministers and your additional Solicitor General. Why should I trust that same CBI tomorrow to investigate Pawan Kumar Bansal? The same compromised CBI you wanted to investigate Pawan Kumar Bansal, so I can turn that argument around and throw it back at you, Mr. Madhukar Yakshi.
Well, you've been giving credit.
When you want...
You should give a credit to the No, but there is a logic and there is a factual situation here. You should give some respect to the CBI. If it is so controlled by the government, why will a government will allow same CBI to investigate our own minister?
But yeah, we would respect the CBI if the CBI were not to be a caged parrot.
If it is investigating, if it is in whatever
caged parrot with political masters. In the words of the Supreme Court, not mine. I want to get in Mahesh Jetwalani who's heard your initial observations.
I don't want to make a comment on the comments of the Honorable Judge. Let's wait for the judgment.
Please, Mr. Jetwalani. Mr. Jetwalani.
It's obvious that the Congress has decided, in the wake of so many scandals that it is beset by, to brazen it out. Their only answer is going to be, and congratulations to them for having won Karnataka, is that ultimately the people are sovereign. We go by popular sovereignty. So forget standards of morality, forget what the Supreme Court observations or strictures may be. We are going to ultimately be determined by what the people decide at the hustings. And that's going to be their answer. You're not going to expect them to respect any institution, because the history of this country has shown that essentially, starting from the emergency or maybe even a little before that the Congress basically doesn't respect our institutions at all. They are hell-bent on subverting them so long as they can survive in power. So we should not expect too much. The response of the Congress is predictable. Any other self-respecting government with a modicum of moral sense would, after what happened in the Supreme Court, a blatant lie now exposed by a contrary statement of the affidavit of the CBI and the Attorney General, would have realized that something is terribly rotten in the state of affairs. But if they don't want to do it, you can't drag them. I mean, you can appeal to their moral sense, but if they have none, let it ultimately be a battle at the hustings.
Well,
that's what democracy is all about.
Will it matter at the Battle of the Hustings? Let's get a panel in on this. Hartosh and Ajay Bose.
I think, Arnav, I think that is what I feel. The Congress is making a mistake of reading the Karnataka polls and thinking that this is somehow going to wash away.
You think they're doing that?
Wash away. Yes, I think so, because otherwise it makes little sense that at least they should, today evening, by this evening, there should have been a sense of urgency,
Hartosh.
in dealing with Supreme Court observation.
Hartosh.
No, I think the damage is incremental with each new charge against the Congress and the UPA. It adds up in the public perception of the kind of administration that has been running this country. And I think that is going to tell at the election.
But you think, Aarti Jairath, do you think the strategy is going to work?
No,
and what are they playing for?
No, absolutely. You know, if we read the Karnataka elections, the rejection of the BJP was not just on the issue of corruption, but also on and more seriously, and this is something everybody is saying, on the issue of misgovernance. So if we look at what's happening at the center today, what we're seeing is misgovernance as well. The law minister is changing, a report that the CBI has prepared. Cabinet minister is, the railways minister is misusing his office to appoint people. So, these are all misgovernance issues.
Question
and
to Madhukari,
the same thing that happened in Karnataka could play out at the national level.
The other question which comes to my mind, Navika, is that, at the end of the day, the Supreme Court has also made very, very strong observations against two joint secretaries of the Coal Ministry and the PMO.
That's right.
My question is, one, you don't want to act against your ministers for political reasons, okay, fine. But at the same time, you are also setting a dangerous trend that even if the Supreme Court of India questions the actions of top bureaucrats, there will be no action against those top bureaucrats if there are political interests that come in the way.
But it's not just
that's one of the concerns.
It's not just about the bureaucrats, Arnav. It's also about the Prime Minister's office. And the Prime Minister was the coal minister for the period that this was being considered. The fact is that we have always believed that this is a clean Prime Minister. That was his USP when he was made the Prime Minister. The big question is, somewhere between 2004 and 2013, that tag of the Prime Minister, despite being eroded, the man himself is not reacting to it, neither is the party. And that Madhu Gaudiashki, is it a calculated gamble that you are playing, that you will stick on till 2014, and because the BJP is in shambles, you'll be able to pull this across? Are you really running out of options?
Absolutely not.
If there was ever a time for the Prime Minister to address the nation, this is the time for the Prime Minister. He can make a defense, but he can't hide. He should come to the people of this country and tell them Prime Minister should make an address to the people, and whatever his defense is or whatever his mistakes are, he should have a candid conversation with the people.
Madhu Gaudiashki, many questions put to you. Before I go back to Mahesh Jethmalani, do respond.
We have utmost respect for the Parliament and the institutions like Supreme Court. We were open. The Honorable Prime Minister open. We were ready to discuss in the Parliament. Are we in a parliamentary democracy or not? So why the opposition are afraid to discuss in the Parliament? If we've committed a wrong, they could have an opportunity to expose this in the Parliament.